Welcome. Today, we're not really analyzing theories so much as sharing some deeply unsettling stories. These come from shared accounts, rumors, transcript excerpts, things that give you a window onto the darker side of obsession.
Yeah, we're talking about tales of possessive, almost destructive love, sometimes called yandere behavior, though these are real accounts, not fiction.
Right. And our focus today is just to recount 3 of these stories, focusing on the unnerving details, how things escalated.
The common thread seems to be love, or what starts as love, being twisted to an extreme. It stops being affection and becomes a kind of captivity.
Exactly. So let's start with the first one. We're calling it the captive pet boyfriend.
This one takes place in Japan, a small sort of rural school setting.
And the victim, well, people call him Mr. One-Up, came from a super wealthy family.
Uh-huh. Apparently quite arrogant, always exaggerating things. The school Casanova type.
Right. And he caught the eye of a girl named Suki, described as quiet, beautiful, long black hair. You know the type.
But maybe a bit intense. The sources suggest she became very clingy very quickly.
Too clingy for Mr. One-Up anyway.
Yeah.
He dumped her, said she was just, quote, way too clingy.
And that seems to be the trigger, because the very next day...
He's gone. Vanished. His parents, being mega rich, spent a fortune on private investigators, nothing for 3 weeks.
And Suki, she was questioned, but the police apparently dismissed her pretty quickly.
Yeah, she looked the part of the heartbroken girlfriend. Mild-mannered, even seen sobbing at school over her missing boyfriend.
But behind the scenes, whispers started. Rumors.
Saying she wasn't so innocent, that she was incredibly controlling before the breakup.
Things like threatening violence if he even looked at other girls. Demanding all his free time.
Pretty much. It paints a picture of extreme possessiveness. Not just insecurity, but seeing him as property.
Exactly. Like he wasn't his own person.
So, according to family sources, and this is where it gets really dark, after he dumped her, she convinced him to meet up. Talk things through.
And that's when she drugged him. The account mentions pork, strangely enough.
Yeah, apparently. Then she took him to this abandoned shack, tied him up.
Kept him drugged, basically. Like the title says, a pet boyfriend.
Horrifying. Just visiting him, keeping him in this perpetually drugged state. Total control.
Eliminating his free will completely.
He was eventually found, alive, thankfully.
Yeah.
But the description is just awful.
Emaciated, pale, sunken eyes. Looked like he'd aged years in just 3 weeks.
He and his family moved away almost immediately. Kept the whole thing incredibly quiet. You can understand why.
But Suki, what happened to her?
She stopped going to school too. And then later, she was found dead, about 30 kilometers away.
Where?
In a small cave near a shrine. Face down in water.
Suicide.
Officially, yes.
Ah.
Deep slash wounds on her wrists, forearms. Looked like she bled out.
But there's always a but in these stories, isn't there?
There is. A rumor surfaced, apparently from a local police officer involved initially.
What did it say?
That the initial findings were complicated. A blow to the back of her head, not self-inflicted.
And defensive wounds, too, on her arm.
Yeah. But then, suddenly, a superior officer stepped in, shut down the investigation, insisted it be ruled a suicide.
Which raises so many questions. A cover-up, protecting the victim's family, or just bureaucracy?
We don't know. But it adds another layer of darkness, doesn't it? The whole thing is just steeped in violence and secrets.
It really shows how control can just consume everything. Chilling.
Okay, let's move to the second story. This one we're calling the closet competitor.
Right. This shifts the focus a bit from total possession to more like romantic rivalry gone lethally wrong.
This also happens in Japan. An American guy, Jeff, big charismatic dude, is visiting his friend at the embassy.
And he wants to meet some local girls, socialize.
So they go to a hostess club. Now, you need to understand these places. You pay for conversation, companionship, lady drinks.
It's transactional, which can sometimes breed jealousy and intense competition among the hostesses themselves. For attention, for clients.
Exactly. So Jeff gets invited to an after party at one of the hostess's apartments. But the mood is off.
How so?
The girls are really on edge. Turns out one of their coworkers, Midori, has been missing since the last after party.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're scared. They actually ask Jeff, the big strong guy, to walk with them for safety.
Understandable. Where is the party?
At the apartment of another hostess called Ina, or Blondie. And she's apparently too upset to even work that night, distraught about Midori.
So they all go to Ina's apartment.
Yeah. And they spend the evening talking about Midori, what could have happened. Creepy stalker, maybe. debt problems, all these theories,
While Ina is just sitting there.
sobbing in the corner, according to the account, playing the part of the devastated friend.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about this.
You should. Because days later, the embassy friend gets the update. Neighbors reported a horrible smell coming from Ina's apartment.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Police investigated, found Midori's body.
In Ina's apartment. But why?
Ina was obsessed with Midori's boyfriend. Simple as that. She saw Midori purely as competition.
So she invited her over.
Seems like it. There was a confrontation, it escalated, and Ina stabbed Midori 27 times.
27 times. That's overkill. Frenzied.
It sounds like it, but listen to this detail. The fatal wound was through the heart, but most of the other stab wounds
Where?
aimed at her face, her eyes.
Oh God. Why?
The source suggests it was intentional, to literally destroy Midori's beauty, to erase her as a rival, not just kill her, but disfigure her.
That's incredibly disturbing. It speaks volumes about her mindset.
And then, in a panic, she stuffed Midori's body into a closet.
Wait, a closet in the apartment where the party was.
Yes, so Jeff, the other girls, they were sitting there, talking about the missing Midori, trying to comfort the sobbing Ina.
Just feet away from her body.
Just feet away. The disconnect is staggering, discussing the victim with her killer, right next to where she'd hidden the body.
That ability to compartmentalize, to perform grief while hiding such violence, it's a hallmark of this kind of pathology.
Absolutely. The rival wasn't even a person anymore, just an obstacle to be removed. Desecrated, even.
It really drives home the boundary erosion theme.
Okay, our final story tonight. The intruding stalker. This one shifts again to the violation of someone's home, their safety.
And this account comes directly from the victim, a recently divorced father.
Right. He's focused on raising his young daughter, Macaw. He even made a rule for himself, only date on weekdays. Weekends were strictly for his daughter.
Sensible. So how does the obsession start?
He meets a young woman, Kohana. She's 21. Initially seems okay, but there were immediate red flags.
Like what?
Her eye contact. He described it as intense, nonstop staring. He said it felt like laser vision or like being eyed by a hungry shark. Just unnatural.
No breaking contact, no normal social cues.
None. And her mannerisms felt off too. Robotic, like she was imitating how people act rather than actually feeling it.
That lack of natural social feedback, it's a worrying sign. Suggests a real disconnect. Her internal world is the only one that matters.
So after just one date, he gently tells her he doesn't think they should see each other again. Politely, but that was it.
But it wasn't.
Not even close. She immediately starts stalking him. Seriously stalking.
Oh.
Seeing her everywhere. Malls, parking lots outside his work, just standing there, giving him that same 1,000-yard stare.
That unwavering stare again. Creeping.
Then she found his home. Started standing outside, just staring up at the window.
Did he confront her?
Oh yeah. Shouted at her, threatened to call the police. But she'd just calmly nod, walk away, and then come back later. Her calmness made it even scarier.
That fits the pattern. The usual deterrents, like confrontation or threats, they don't work because the stalker isn't operating in the same reality. Boundaries mean nothing.
It all came to a head one Saturday night, or rather, early Sunday morning, around 2 a.m.
Okay.
He's a light sleeper. Wakes up to a sound inside the house, a floorboard creaking.
Oh.
He sees a figure in his bedroom doorway. Thinks it's his daughter, Macaw. Asks if she had a bad dream. A voice replies, softly. Clearly not his daughter. No, everything's fine. It was Kohana, inside his house.
She broke in. The ultimate violation.
She didn't rush him either. Just stood there, relishing the intrusion, the fear.
And then she spoke again, didn't she? Something truly chilling.
Yes. The source quotes her saying, "Your daughter is very pretty. I've just been watching her sleep. I think I'll take her with me. Then maybe you'll call."
Threatening his child.
Yeah.
Using her as leverage, that's beyond monstrous.
Pure adrenaline kicked in. He lunged at her. There was a struggle. He got slashed by a knife she was holding. Didn't even realize it at first.
All he could think about was his daughter.
Exactly. Grabbed Macaw, got out of the house, started banging on neighbors' doors, screaming for help, blood dripping down his arm.
And the neighbors.
This part is just heartbreaking. People looked out, saw him, saw the blood, the terrified child, and ignored him. Shut their curtains. Didn't want to get involved.
That isolation in a moment of crisis. Awful.
But they found help eventually. An elderly man down the street, described as the most frail member of our community.
But he opened his door.
He did. Took them in, called the police immediately. Kohana must have realized the plan failed because she fled.
Thank God for that one person. It highlights how crucial community can be, even just one person willing to act.
Totally. The father later said how much he regretted not knowing his neighbors, but how thankful he was they didn't live completely isolated. That one act saved them.
What happened to Kahana?
She turned herself in later, ended up being institutionalized. The father got a restraining order, moved far away. His focus became protecting his daughter. Full stop.
So 3 stories: the captive boyfriend, the competitor in the closet, the home invader, all different situations.
But the same terrifying core, right?
Yeah.
Objectification of the victim, complete disregard for boundaries, and desire escalating quickly into extreme violence. Control or elimination.
We've seen possessiveness turn into captivity, rivalry into murder and desecration, and stalking into a home invasion targeting a child.
It really makes you think about how fragile those lines are, how easily intense feelings can warp into something truly destructive, hidden just beneath a seemingly normal surface.
And how quickly the target can lose all their humanity in the eyes of the obsessor, become just an object.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's unsettling journey. We hope these stories, while dark, offer something to think about regarding the extremes of human behavior.
Stay aware, stay safe out there.
Absolutely. And if you found these accounts compelling, please do like this story, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs, for more true tales from the dark side. Until next time, stay spooky.